Hey, what's up? This is George from Project Good Life, and in this video we're going to talk to you about the billionaire's brain. So to start this video off with this quote, to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. Let me repeat that. To get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. And why is this my favorite quote? This is my favorite quote because most people in lives are victims, and victims of their own making. Most people have this lottery ticket approach of life, which is tomorrow they think it's going to be better. Tomorrow they hope it's going to be better. They don't have certainty. Just like playing the lottery, you never know if you're going to win or not. You never know if you're going to... You never know if you're going to win or not, and that's how most people go through lives, with this lottery ticket approach, with this victim mentality. And so, to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. It's not only about money. Let's say if you want to lose 100 pounds, let's say 50 pounds, or let's say you want to get the six-pack, the body you always wanted, and you don't have it. Well, it's because you do not deserve it. You have to go through a certain process that enables you to deserve such a thing. Let's say, how do I say? You want to start dating beautiful women, and you're not dating beautiful women, well, because you don't deserve to do that. You don't deserve a beautiful woman in your life because you didn't go to the process that enables you to attract that kind of woman in your life. For example, if you want to become a professional athlete or a professional anything, and you're not there yet, it's because you do not deserve it. You have to go through a certain process that enables you to deserve whatever you want in life. That is in health, wealth, love, happiness, and spirituality. And so, if you're not happy with where you are, if you don't have what you want, well, remember what T Munger says. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. You don't deserve it. That's why the world's not going to give it to you. So, from a scale of 1 till 10, how is your deserving factor? Is it a 1? Or maybe it could be a 3 in health, maybe a 2 in love. Or it could be a 9 in health, a 5 in love, and a 1 in happiness. So you're probably wondering, George, how do you deserve stuff? Well, you just have to be worth a damn. And to become someone who's worth a damn, you have to have awareness. In the 21st century, there's too much shallow thinking. We need more people with in-depth expertise and mastery on certain subjects. So, for example, how good is your awareness right now? Who's the owner of Google? Who's the CEO of Tesla? What does the Command C, Command H, or Command D button do in front of your laptop? I mean, you use your laptop every day. You use Google every day, mostly every day. So you should know. However, most people's awareness in life is very low. That's why they live in this victim mentality, this lottery ticket approach, because there are 3 types of people in life. People who make things happen. Wait. No, people who watch things happen, people who make things happen, and people who wonder what happened. So if you watch things happen, you're observing from afar, and you're like, wow, this is interesting. People who make things happen, and people who those are the ones who become successful, and people who wonder what happened are the worst. This is this victim mentality. This is like, I wonder if this and that and that. I wonder if this and this and that. I wonder if this and this and that. Alright, imagine this situation. You're allowed to time travel to any time you want in this earth, in this world of ours, and into any classroom. And in this classroom, whichever you pick, you could choose one student and you will get 10% of whatever money they make their entire lives. So if that person makes $1 billion, you get 10% from that billion. If that person makes only 100,000, you only get 10%. But who would you bet on? Would it be the smartest student in the class? Will it be the best looking? Will it be the one who is always on time? Or will it be the one who always does their homework? Because these are the intangibles which you don't know. However, there has been a recent study where they took a few infants, and they wanted to see if it's possible if you could basically measure someone's success. So what they did with the infants is that they put the infants in the room, and the question was asked, how would we know which infants are going to be more successful than the other infants, the other babies? And the way they found out is that the kids which were making observations, another kid notices are the ones who are going to become successful. As you can see, awareness. The children which are more aware, which were more curious about other stuff which normal kids don't give a fuck about, those were the ones that became more successful. As I said, awareness is very important. Awareness. And another way you could shape this is you, like Charlie Munger says, you invert. So instead of looking at at which intangibles fit for the criteria, let's say the smartest student, the one who's always on time, you could look at the bad habits, for example, the students which you don't want to be, basically. Definitely not the one who's always late for class. Definitely not the one who's always mad at the teacher, or the one who's always fighting. Obviously, it's not always that kid. It's not always so that person usually does not become successful. So look at these intangibles, and as you can see, awareness is always number one. Awareness is the most important. Another example why awareness is so important is I could give you an example from my own life. Let's say, it was about 5 years ago when I was, no, a little less, 5 to 4 years ago. Me and my football team managed to qualify for the Southeast Asian Games final. And it was my first time playing in a proper stadium. Even though the stadium was not full, it was my first time playing in a stadium. And so I was really excited. I was like, whoa, when the bus arrived at the stadium, I was looking around like, wow, so many teams, so many players. This is so amazing. This feels like almost like I'm a real professional footballer, and it was such an amazing feeling. However, once the match started, it wasn't so amazing because I was daydreaming the entire time. I forgot that I had the wrong jersey on, which wasn't such a good thing, basically. The whole team had to wait for me to get changed, get my jersey, and get my shin pads, which I forgot because as I was daydreaming. And my coach told me one thing I'll never, ever forget. He basically said, there's a time to stop and smell the roses, but the time is not now. You see, he didn't say that the time to stop and smell the roses and the time is never. He just said there's a time to stop and smell the roses, but the time's not now. As in, I was not paying attention. I was not making things happen. I was not watching things happen. I was not watching and can see that, oh my god, so the team is getting ready. Do I have my jersey? Do I have my football boots? Do I have everything? No, I was wondering. Just like most people with low awareness, they wonder in life. And that was me too. I was wondering, and I forgot my football jersey and my shin pads. Yeah, very terrible. And a really interesting quote to relate to this is from Sigmund Freud. I think it's called this pleasure and pain principle. He basically, which you Google, it's very interesting. He basically says, here's another quote. He says that the pain of life is often too hard for us to handle. That's why we seek substitution, we seek intoxication, and we seek substance. For those who don't know, the pain of life is often too hard for us. That's why we seek drugs, we seek alcohol, and we seek distractions. Instead of just confronting and living in the now, most people are just going through life, not really enjoying it, just being drifted through life, like here, the water, just drifting. They have no control of it. Alright, so to sum it up, to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to ward a whole bunch of undeserving people. What other time on earth would you rather live in? Would you rather live in this earth 50, 60 years ago, where women hardly had the respect they have right now, or where women weren't even allowed to vote? where if you had a different skin color, you will be actually beaten to death. We live in actually better times than what the media is predicting. We live in amazing times. When would you rather live in? When would you rather live in? We we don't live in perfect times. We never will live in perfect times, but it's definitely better today than it was 20, 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years ago. All right? Remember, to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. Imagine the laws of physics don't apply. What kind of world would that be in? Imagine a world where someone who eats only fast food every single day for 5 to 10 years won't gain any weight or won't have any health issues, and someone like Arnold who goes to the gym 6 hours a day, as said in his book, he used to go to the gym 6 hours a day. That's why he became Mr. Olympia. I don't know how many countless of times, but imagine a world where the laws of physics don't apply. Or someone, let's say, like Bill Gates, who never took a day off. From age 20 to age 30, Bill Gates never took a day off. So, or how about Nelson Mandela? He was wrongfully accused and was sent to prison for 27 years. So, to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. And to increase your deserving factor, you have to increase your awareness. Your awareness as in what's happening in your environment, what's happening around your environment, and how are you affecting the environment and the people surrounding you. Get it? George, what about Hollywood? What about J-Lo? What about Miley Cyrus? What about Kim Kardashian? What about Ashton Kutcher? How can they become so successful? If they can make it, I can make it. But to get what you want, it's not only simply one thing. For example, Justin Bieber might not have the best voice, or Miley Cyrus might not have the best voice, but there are other factors. For example, to make it on top, it's not necessary, you don't necessarily have to have the best voice. For example, opera singers have the best voice, but is that what society wants? No, society doesn't want only opera singers. Society wants people who that could entertain. That's why you have to be able to dance, you have to be able to sing, you have to be able to manage your group, you have to be able, there's so many different factors that contribute to you becoming successful. So it's not only one thing. So to get what you want, you have to deserve what you want. The world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a whole bunch of undeserving people. But to get what you want, it's not only one thing. Okay? For example, I am also pretty surprised and shocked that Kim Kardashian is like the most famous female, the most famous chick on earth right now, and how that's going to reflect the millions of girls she is a role model for. But I will still I'm aware enough to respect the fact that to make it, to become as successful as her, it's not only just one thing. It's not only the fact that she only takes photos of herself naked, or that the fact that she's dating a superstar rapper. It's the fact that there's so many different factors that contribute to becoming successful. And let's say if you're a singer, just having a good voice is not only just having a good voice is not the only solution. What do you think I'm talking about? Hello, 1, 2, 3, testing. Should I sit like this? Or should I talk while talking to him? Or should I stand up and talk like this because this is better and nothing's going to come in the way? Alright?